as y'all can see, my shirt today says no bad days, and it is a ham into the AM shirt, baby. And we know we love into the AM because they do just have such cool shirts. Hats. I had the hat on the other day. This isn't even the basic tee because on the back of the shirt, it's like a really cool graphic surfer dude just promoting the no bad day vibe because y'all know me. I'm always having a great day. Always smiling, baby.
I got my basic tees in the other day too.
Bro, and you be fire. I ain't gonna lie. I get jealous of you sometimes.
Why?
Because you pull off the basic tee very nicely. I don't feel like I'm a basic tee guy. Like I feel like I need something to just show what my mood is for the day. Like if I got a Halloween shirt on, I feel like killing someone today. Oh, if I got on a vintage rap shirt, he's in his 90s hip hop mode. You know what I mean? I got a Disney movie shirt on. Like, he's in a good mood today. He's feeling real Family Guy today. Like, you know, so I feel like I have to have something to just let the people know my vibe. Whereas you just, man, I'm gonna go out here basic tee.
Basic tee, throw it under a flannel.
Yeah, bro.
Under a jean jacket, something like that, and they're really comfortable.
No, it's a dope vibe, man. It's a dope vibe. But either way, use the promo code MOTES10 so that way you can get your 10% off of all of your purchases on their website and some of the t-shirt package deals and memberships and subscriptions that they have as well on their website. So shout out to Into the AM and for them sponsoring today's episode. Last right here, obviously the Adrian Clem stuff was budding in the midst of us being on our live show where we were seeing first it was the reports that he was going to be taking the job. Then it was when was he going to be leaving and all of those things. Obviously the details finally came out after we ended where Clem and Coach Tomlin essentially agreed that, it was best for him to go ahead and take the job in Oregon effective immediately. So from there, the Steelers decided to promote from within, or just currently promote from within, with Chris Morgan. He had been the assistant offensive line coach. He's been on the staff already. And let's see, he's been on the staff he came in 2020. He came in here. Excuse me on that. Yeah. But he was with the Falcons, obviously before then from 15 to 20, was coaching with the Seahawks in 2014. And that was the year when they went to the Super Bowl as well. Then he had 3 seasons with the Washington football team as their assistant offensive line coach from 11 to 13. And he got his start with the Vegas Raiders in 09 to 10. Very, very extensive coaching experience at the NFL level as it pertains to offensive linemen, as it pertains to pedigree, coaching in playoffs, coaching in Super Bowls. Those are some things that make Chris Morgan very intriguing, especially when you're talking about him compared to Adrian Clem. The knock or question about Clem was, could he do it at the NFL level? Because a lot of his experience coaching wise came collegiately. Now he had the experience from playing professionally, but not a lot of the coaching part of it. Whereas with Chris, or Simo, as Coach Tomlin,
he's already got a nickname.
Coach Tomlin, that's what he called it. He was like, "Yo, Simo, oh yeah, man, we like Simo a lot. He's a guy's, a lot of experience, this snap pedigree. Like he hit on a ton of stuff. Now for me, Simo was more qualified than Clem, in terms of who should have been in this situation right here. But at the same time, I am kind of glad that it's playing out the way that it is, where with Chris, he's going to get these 2 weeks. Now, let me dial that back. I like that Chris is going to get an opportunity. I don't necessarily like the timing of it. Let me rephrase that. And what I mean is this. I think that he can be a really good coach because his track record has already shown that he's coached in multiple places. He's had success in multiple places. And he's also, like I said, coached in a Super Bowl, one that they should have won if you just turn around and hand it off to Marshawn. We're not going to go there, though. I get it. But my thing is no different when I talk about Munch, right? Mike Munchak. Great coach, but that's only half the problem. You have to have the talent around you as well. And I bring that up because as I talked about with Munch, it's like when Munch was here in Pittsburgh, not only was he a great coach, but he had great talent. And it showed, right? It was the perfect storm. But you talk about Munch when he didn't have that same level of talent, his coaching style was still really dope, but the productivity isn't the same. And we're seeing that a little bit in Denver. And obviously when he was in Tennessee that first go around. So with Chris, I like him as a coach, but when you're talking about him these next 2 weeks, I personally don't think it's going to be a crazy uptick because I don't think the personnel is going to allow that. Whereas if this is the offseason and we're talking about, making some changes up front, especially now, I like him being here. But obviously, we're going to still have to go back with the and see how we phrase it. The whole "this is what the Steelers do" mantra, right? Oh, they always promote from within, and we say it in a negative way. I don't necessarily feel negatively about
we have no other option.
Right. We really don't. We really don't. And this isn't saying that it's final. We're just saying that he's going to get a 2-week audition. And then from there, we'll see. But obviously, everybody, because of how much Coach Tom was gushing over Semo.
I think he's got it locked in.
If you would have heard it, bro, I had to hear it. Reading the comments was one thing. You heard him like, bro, are they in love? This is nuts. Yeah. So that was a lot of the reason why. But for me, man, like I said, I do think that he can be a good coach. I just don't think we're going to feel that big of a difference these next 2 weeks because we're still going to be putting out the same people. That's the reality of it.
Well, that's the one thing I thought of whenever Clem left. It's like, who cares?
No.
Really, who cares? What's the difference going to be? We already have probably the worst offensive line in the league right now.
Yeah.
I don't know what type of impact he was having. If he was making impact, it's not really shown on the field. So how much is it going to matter? At least this guy maybe gets a chance for these 2 weeks to do something, make some changes. I don't know what it would be. But yeah, if we see a little uptick in the offensive line performance, maybe we could credit him a little bit. But I don't think it's going to matter that much.
Yeah, that was my whole thing. I'm like, I like Chris as a coach. I like his experience. I like what he's done at other places. No guys that have played for him. But it's just like, I don't think that he's going to all of a sudden make, this guy be more stout at the point of attack. He's going to make this guy, pass block better. I just don't see it.
Yes, expectations are low.
Very low. Very low. Which is crazy. But it is what it is.
I guess not because of how we've played this whole season.
Yeah. When I say it's crazy, it's because I think when I think of stuff, I think back to like when the whole message was the O-line could never be worse than what it was last year.
Oh, yeah. I was wrong. I'm sorry.
But not even just you. A ton of people. Or the mindset, and this isn't a knock on the draft pick, but the mindset of if you take an elite running back, it can make the O-line better as well. Because that was the other thing. And we're just like,
at least Najee hasn't been getting hurt, though. I don't know if
he hasn't been getting hurt
the season with us.
No, I'm with you on that. He hasn't getting hurt.
That's why the move made sense for both sides for us to let go of Connor. This
is the part that we're talking about, though, because it wasn't we just need to change the O-line to fix it. It was just, switch the running backs out and they'll be fine. That's the part where it's like, nah, that's not the case. Because as we're seeing, our running game is still below average.
We were banking on just a youth movement, though, on the offensive line. Because Pouncey was declining a little bit. Ow, obviously. But you're right. The youth movement really didn't work here.
Not at all.
Maybe we just made the wrong pick, though, in the third round with Green. We didn't think we were going to be starting Dan Moore as a fourth-round pick either. Chooks left tackle, Banner right tackle is what we were thinking. But this whole Banner situation is
the Banner situation has definitely surprised us. Definitely has surprised us.
Now, Chooks wasn't performing that well at left tackle in the preseason. Right. We thought that was going to be one of our weaknesses, but then we talk about moving him to right tackle and having a rookie, a fourth-round rookie start the whole season. Like, we weren't necessarily expecting that. So I do think there were reasons for a little bit more optimism, but, man, it just hasn't played out well throughout this season. How do you think, or what do you think of how this whole transaction took place with him leaving before the season?
For me, honestly, I think it was a combination of him kind of knowing ahead of time that, man, they're going to find a scapegoat because let's be real. This is Pittsburgh. We know they will scapegoat you now. We know this for a fact. I do think part of that was he felt like, they're going to scapegoat somebody.
We haven't been talking about him, though. It's been a lot of Canada right now.
But we know.
We'll find a way in a month.
Exactly. And that was my thing. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure he felt that. And he obviously knew that he had a really awesome opportunity to go back to Oregon, not just for his personal ties, but financially, he was going to be getting paid more as well to go back. A lot of times that's been the criticism with the Steelers. We talked about this a little bit before. They don't pay their assistants a lot of money.
That's why we don't get the high end guys.
Correct.
Like Doug Peterson was off the table last offseason.
Yeah, but those guys, they get paid a lot of money, a lot of money at times. Sometimes coaching level salary money. I know I'm trying to think. It might have been one or two guys that we've had in Pittsburgh that were paid on that level, but it doesn't happen often. So for Clem, financially, it made even more sense. But then also, as I talked about on Monday's show, I was like, it's going to be a lot easier of a task for him to be successful there when you're talking about the recruiting avenue, when you have a Super Bowl champion, a multiple Super Bowl champion, a guy that has coached in the NFL, a guy who's been tied to two very prominent brands in terms of Patriots and Steelers. Then you talk about him going back to a place where he played at. It's like, all of those factors make it a lot more favorable for him and a lot less pressure on him to be successful there. Whereas at the NFL level, we already know the offense be playing bad. If we feel like it's on the O-line, we just going to keep hammering that. Or if we don't want to talk about other players, we're going to keep hammering that O-line. We get that part. So for Clem, I think part of that was he could feel that.
He's not drafting the players either.
Yeah, I think part of that, he could feel that. Then I do think the other side of it from Coach Tomlin, when he says that the reason why he let him go or told him to leave right then, just to make sure it wasn't any, distractions or mixed messages. I agree with that part as well. And I don't think that, Coach Tomlin necessarily wanted him to leave, with 2 weeks remaining in the season. But at the same time, if you're Coach Tomlin, your hands are kind of tied, because if you tell him to stay these next 2 weeks, it's no different if me and you are in a relationship and we know we're going to break up in 2 weeks. I got my new lady over here, but we're going to just play this out for the formality of it. Nah, why waste both of our time, right? You go and do what you do. I'm going to do what I do. And that was kind of the vibe I got from Coach Tomlin with it. But
yeah, because maybe on his part, he's just thinking Oregon,
right,
while being in the facilities.
And I could tell you also from a player's perspective, if I'm sitting in that room and I've had it before, more not with a coach leaving, but knowing that the coach is going to get fired, and you're sitting there, and as soon as that report comes out, every time he talks now, you just view him differently. Like if he's trying to be a hard tell or really critique you, like, bro, save it. You're gone in 2 weeks. This is like, you wasted my time. Don't waste my time. You wasted your time right now. Like that was going to be the vibe. So part of me does feel like when you start getting the reports that, yeah, he's going to take this job. Yeah, he's going to be leaving in X amount of weeks. And you throw in just the current state of the team, right? We're not a favorite right now, right? We don't have a playoff spot locked up, or it's not even very favorable. Like we have a lot that we have to do and we need work to get in. Well, that just adds to the situation, right? In terms of, man, now I really don't need to focus. So if we losing and you leave it, and that's the part where I could understand why Coach Tomlin would be, more open to him just leaving now versus having him finish out the season, because that could very easily be a distraction.
Sure.
Yeah.
And this guy seems good enough.
Yeah.
At least to fill in for 2 weeks.
Yeah. At least get you 2 weeks in, right?
Yeah, everything we just talked about. And
2 weeks.
I don't think it could be any worse. Yeah. Honestly, I think you could go back and coach the O-line.
Man, chill, bro.
I'm being serious. I mean, if they would have said, Clem's out, Arthur Mote's offensive line coach, I bet you a lot of people would be saying that's an upgrade.
No, they would not.
I bet you.
No, they would not, man. They like Clem. Clem's a coach. I'm not a coach. I'm a YouTuber. Am I a YouTuber or am I a broadcaster? I don't even know what I am.
No,
I feel like I like teeter between professional and YouTube.
I think you have positive PR across Steeler Nation.
All right. I like that right there.
And I think what you would bring to the O-line was more about just mentality and like being tough. Like we're not talking about X's and O's and really technique.
It's
and
an
stuff
identity.
Yeah, with 2 weeks left.
You gotta love this.
That's what we need.
You gotta be willing to die for this. I don't care if this is Seven's last go round. You better make everybody out here piss blood. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm sorry.
I think that's why people would want you in there.
Yeah.
If you could deliver that speech.
Yeah. But it only works with this AC. These nice lights. I got my comfy house slippers on.
Maybe mention to Dotson. We're bringing someone in.
You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking about drafting a left guard.
Hey, Dotson, man. I've been eyeing this cat. I think he's a tweener, but I think he could play your spot. And I think I'm going to flirt with Kendrick Green playing at left guard too, moving back to his more natural position. I think he could bring some positivity to the room.
Didn't Dawson say he likes right guard better, though?
He did say he likes right guard better, and Kendrick is a natural left. The problem was we had signed Trey. So that was ultimately why they were going to keep Dotson there. But you talked about it the other show. Trey's on a 1 year, right? So it's a possibility that he could go on to a different place, or they could bring him up. We don't know. But if he does leave, you do have a little workaround where you could get Dotson to the right side where he's more comfortable, and then you could easily put Kendrick at left guard.
Then just draft the center and the left tackle.
Yeah, but that still begs the question of, is Kendrick going to be a more stout or bigger body left guard? Because I don't think that's going to change per se. And that's the part for me. We talked about
might just be a bad pick.
Like when we talking about personnel and stuff, it's like, this offseason, he's gonna have to find that new tool. We highlighted the tools, talked about Al, we talked about certain players. Like he's gonna have to find that new tool.
Who's our offensive line whisperer now?
Yeah, like I said, Tunch is not here anymore. So
who could it be? Faneca. Faneca's kind of Hall of Fame.
But Faneca's in the crib though. He's at 757. He's coaching. Yeah,
Come on, Faneca. Come up and teach Kendrick Green some stuff.
He down there in the crib getting them boys right, man.
Because we saw him when did he get inducted Hall of Honor? Was it this year? It was recently.
No, it was this. Yeah, it was this year because he got the Hall of Fame and then he got Hall of Honor. It was like back to back.
So he's been around a little bit. You're seeing his name pop up. I'm seeing him on Twitter talk about the Steelers here and there.
He does pop up every once in a while. I'm like, all right, I see you, Faneca. Hey,
come on, man. Come up to Pittsburgh. Teach the O-line some things.
Oh, I say so. You know who else though?
Who?
John Cope. He's here.
Yeah.
Cope definitely lives here. And I know he has his like services, the ATP stuff that he does, but yeah, he's up here.
That's true. Man. Left tackle though. We need a guard guru.
Oh, okay.
He could help Dan more.
Okay. I think we need any help we can get right now. Okay. I don't think we can't be choosy over here. All right.
Hell, why not have John Cole play the line? He's jacked. He's ripped.
He is low key. Like
he's ripped.
He's built more like a guard in today's NFL though. So he could maybe slide in there and be. I tell you, he gonna have a heck of a punch. You ain't gotta worry about him getting thrown around. He might not make all the blocks. He might not be able to run and get everywhere, but he ain't gonna maul him.
That would be interesting if you could bring back like one legend for a game at the current age that they're at. So Cole, I think we could make it through with Cole.
Heck no, bro.
How are we doing defense? Rod Woodson, maybe. Ike Taylor. Ike Taylor could give us a game, maybe.
Give me Debo. Is he not old enough? I would go Debo.
No, that's a good one.
If Peasy knees won't bad, I'd go Peasy. But Peasy,
Pouncey, I don't think we could trust him.
He's too little too now.
I know he lost way too much weight.
Yeah, he's way.
I'd rather have Cole than Pouncey.
But I ain't gonna lie to Pouncey still look like a bigger person than Green though. Like he's thinner, but he still got like. I feel like drink a couple protein shakes, he'd be all right. We get him right by game day.
Mel Blount.
Mel definitely, yes. We've seen Mel. We've seen Mel in part. Mel make me look like Deke. Like I felt little. Yeah, it was not a good feeling.
The bus for a player too. Goal line.
Say had to be goal line. Does he? Yeah, because he gonna get hit in the backfield, but they ain't gonna bring him down. Yeah, they ain't gonna bring him down, but he gonna definitely get hit in the backfield though.
That would be fun. Where you have to every team has to play like one former player. And you could switch it game per game.
What about Hines? Yeah. Or Antonio? I think Santonio.
Yeah, he'd be a good one.
Santonio, because he's still like he's still lean. Like he still get it done.
He retired. Oh, Mike Metch, he retired recently, so that's always a good one.
Yeah,
get someone that
Nah, I'm washed, bro. I'm washed. I'm a YouTuber / broadcaster.
Harrison's a good call.
That would be my pick, Debo.